Alright, here I am, Ricky Ray Taylor, speaking with Boyd Melson. Boyd, how you doing, man?
Doing very well, thank you.
Alright, we double parking here, so hopefully we can get this few questions in here, get to know Boyd a little better before we get a ticket. Boyd, what's your heritage?
A mix. My father is Creole. He's from New Orleans. His parents
Nice.
from Baton Rouge, so it's African, which may be a little hard to tell on me, but African and European. Mostly French, but a mix of Spanish from Spain, Dutch, Irish, and then you have strong Native American influence, Cherokee.
Yeah, that's neat. So, but you're a mutt, man. I didn't know you had some Creole ties to you, man.
Oh, my father's from voodoo ties on my father's side. They're all like Beyonce's complexion with the light color eyes. And then my mother's from Israel and her parents are from Poland.
Okay, you're Jewish, right?
Right, correct.
You're Jewish, and you've been boxing for a while. How long have you been boxing?
An elite, altogether, I guess you can say 10 years. At an elite, or 11 years, but first 3 years were in college. That's more of a club novice level. Then I boxed in the World Class Athlete program for the Army, and I was on team. I was fortunate enough to qualify for Team USA through those 3 years. So I did that for 3 to 4 years at an elite level. Then I took 3 years off. It's actually not 10 years.
Where did you do most of your fight now? What state?
What state?
Yeah.
Colorado. Well, I was on the national. I hardly ever boxed in college. It was only national tournaments we got to compete in when I was in WCAP. So it was the All-Army Tournament, Armed Forces, the National PAL, National Golden Gloves. Well, I never boxed in the Golden Gloves, excuse me, National PAL, the U.S. Championships, and then I competed in, I think I had about 12 international competitions.
Okay, alright. And
the World Championships and the Six Nations Cup, and then USA.
How many fights do you have total? Amateur fights.
The number I always say is between 60 and 70. I have no idea what my record is. I've lost a lot.
Well, you lose track of them because it's not like pros. I tell people
absolutely.
You're fighting so many times. Back in, you're probably a little younger, but we were fighting a couple times in a day.
I heard that. Fareed Samad. You know Samad at all?
No.
He was alternate on the 96 team behind Devin Vargas.
Probably an old school guy then.
He was. He boxed in from 92 to 96 was one, but he used to tell me they fought twice a day. I was like, are you kidding me? Twice a day.
Yeah. In fact, they were doing 3 times in a day for a while. Gardell Williams got from South for 2 causes. You got 2 causes you fight for. I heard that this is they're pretty sincere to you. Both causes are
extremely sincere.
Yeah. What's it all about, man? What are they?
One of them, I went to West Point for college, so I'm a veteran myself. I'm still in the Army Reserves. I served 5 years active after I graduated, and I'm a captain in the reserves right now. 1179th Transportation Brigade out of Fort Hamilton, to give them a shout out. And on my trunks, I have a picture of my boxing trunks, not these trunks. I have a wheelchair and camouflage, and that's supposed to be for the fight our disabled veterans fight all the time. And it's very dear to my heart. My father is 100% disabled from the military. He's put 24 years in. I've had shoulder issues. I had multiple shoulder surgeries when I was competing that still have residuals from them. And I go to the VA to get, when I see for my checkups, and I just see these veterans there in poor health, not having much to go home to, not having good conditions to go home to. And then on the other side, I see disabled veterans coming back without any type of skill set to transfer over to a civilian job that can work around their disability, so they're stuck and they have nothing. But one of the reasons they have nothing is because they gave something for their country. Fortunately, they gave for their country. Unfortunately,
so what's the cause?
So disabled. So the cause is across. Cause across my trunks. It says "Fight to Walk." Reason being, my dear friend Kristen Zaccanino. She is a spinal cord injury. She broke her neck when she was 10 years old in a diving accident. And the first clinical trial, I took it upon myself to try to get her walking again. So I've taken her around the world to have stem cell procedures, and I've educated myself pretty well using Wikipedia and Google to learn what I didn't know so I could ask the right questions for medical professionals or PhDs, both same thing, clinicians and PhDs. And now the U.S. we're set to launch our first clinical trial using umbilical cord cells. That's from the umbilical cord after the baby's born. Nobody's getting killed. After the baby's born, when they snip the umbilical cord, they donate it, and they just take a syringe and they draw blood from the cord after it's snipped off, and they store the blood, and then they take the cells they need from it. And Christopher Reeve's doctor, Dr. Wise Young, probably the top researcher, and he's a neurosurgeon himself, but also PhD in stem cell research, specifically as it applies to spinal cord injuries, is leading the study. And in 2005, Time magazine named him America's best in spinal cord injuries. He's one of my heroes. He's leading the study. He started the study already in China because he has to prove it's safe there before the FDA will allow it to come here. He started in November, and I'm very proud to say I heard a few weeks back that people who haven't had feelings since the day they were injured are starting to get feeling back.
This is in China?
In China.
And is that the only place he's doing it?
That's the only place he's doing his clinical trial. You have a lot of places in the country, in the world rather, that are doing experimental procedures using different stem cells from the placenta, from the embryo, from your own bone, taking it out of the bone, from the menstrual flow. But nobody's done a concrete clinical trial where the U.S. will sign off on it and then say this is legit, we can start using this as treatment, get insurance reimbursement. Nobody's done that. Everyone else you pay $20,000 to $100,000 to get this treatment that's experimental. And nobody knows that they're the right cells. Nobody checks the cells to see what they're giving you is actually what they're saying. He's doing one like we do like they do a trial for a drug in the U.S. He's doing it so if it gets signed off, where he has the control group, he has in one group that's getting every different part of the treatment, so you can compare what caused the best results. He's doing it he's blind, double blinded, so doctors aren't going to know what they're administering. The subjects aren't going to, the patients aren't going to know what they're getting. He's doing it at multiple trials. Multiple centers. He's trying to do 200 patients. This summer he plans on doing the first group of 20 in Austin, Texas. He's going to have 4 groups of 5. He's going to be giving them the cells, and each group is going to get a different amount of cells so he can see which amount gives the best results. And then he's going to be giving a drug called lithium, and lithium is what they give to people who are bipolar, and they found out that it gets more neuroactivity.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing. So he thought maybe it could help the cells grow, and he found out in animals it does, so he believes it's going to do it in people already. He already did the test of just giving lithium and nothing else to show it was safe, even though of course it's safe because it's been used for bipolar for 30 years, but he wants to do everything official so the FDA can't say you didn't do this, you didn't do that, and it can't go into standard care. He said it should take, if it works with these cells for the people in China, it should take 6 months before they start to get motor function back. Well, this month and next month make around the 6 months.
So this is completely the infantile stages where, I mean, they haven't even got the results back.
Right.
Gotten the results back to see where we stand with
Absolutely.
it. You don't
right
even
now
know if
it's
it
just
really works.
people saying that they're getting the initial tests. You have to do a full evaluation 6 months after. 6 months for any type of neurological assessment is usually 6 months after you have the treatment. So between this month and next month, they're going to be doing a full thing to actually see, you know, where they do like a pin prick, but you can't see where they're pricking. They say, do you feel this? Do you feel this? And if you say yes, or they'll use a cotton swab also for a softer touch. And then some people can feel the prick, but not the cotton swab. But it's still something.
Right. So
my cause for this is just to walk. Of course, I want Kristen to get in this trial, but it's kind of evolved into I can't stand seeing people in wheelchairs anymore from spinal cord injuries, especially. It's breaking my heart because I've lived as the person standing by, watching that person suffering. So I donate my last name. I know you got to talk. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I know you got a lot to say here, and you're fighting. I mean, you're a graduate from West Point, right? I mean, you're a smart kid, and you got a lot going for you, and you really don't have to fight. Boxing's a brutal sport. I mean, we know the demands are really high for a person to do this, and but all of your proceeds are going. From boxing is going. Now, is there a website people can go to?
It's just a $please.org.
Just a $please.org.
And they're going around. They're not getting private funding. They're trying to hit the public. We're in a recession. Nobody wants to contribute to this. So they're asking everybody to donate $1. They have to raise $12 million to treat 200 patients. And they're trying. And I'm trying my best also to give what I can. And that's everything I'm making here. And I will also say I'm very proud of my job. I work for Johnson & Johnson. They match 2 to 1 whatever I donate, great. Which I just found out. Up to $10,000 I donate, they'll match up to $20,000 in a 365-day period. So I by myself, they're guessing it's going to cost $100,000 per patient to get treated for the medical treatment and the 3 months rehab after. So through at least in one calendar year, by me giving 10,000 and my job matching, that's a third of a patient getting treated.
That's amazing.
So if you get a midget, it's fine.
Come on. But hey, Boyd, you got a fight coming up too, don't you? You're still fighting. You're training hard.
I'm training extraordinarily.
What's your record right now?
2-0.
2-0.
Nice. I got the donut on the lost side, so that's good. Some of my friends, you should retire now, so you go out undefeated. A lot of people are questioning, saying you're only doing this because stem cells, and I'm going to be the first to say, and you can see by how hard I train, I hope, I absolutely love boxing and training as hard as I can to be as good as I can in this sport for the competition where I only have myself to rely on, and it's a battle of wills. And I work a full-time corporate job, and I come home every day from 8 till 10. I'm in the gym at night. During my lunch hour work, I go do my strength training at the gym on the work site, and I'm in the Army Reserve still, so my schedule's packed. So you have to love what you're doing also, besides whatever your reasons may be. I want to see how well I can do. I love expressing myself. The biggest high I get in the world is when my family and friends come out to the match and watch, and they share that energy, and something I'm doing is helping create that positive feeling.
That's good. That testimony could be a good motivation for youngsters coming up that if they can feel similar to that, then it should realize that it is something to fight for. I mean, whatever it is, hopefully it is boxing, because we love the sport. But give one more word out to people what they could do to help your cause.
Again, first come to my matches, because people donate from the audience. We had $540 donated from the last match. At this match, Dr. Wise Young himself, who's in between the U.S. and China 10 times about a month, is showing up for this, which he's the best in the world in what he's doing. I don't think you have Floyd Mayweather, Michael Jordan. Well, in the medical field, that's
so the doctor's going to be at the match.
He's actually going to be there, and hopefully
the 19th over at
Roseland Ballroom.
Roseland Ballroom, right? Yeah.
Please come and you coming and supporting and sharing your energy, even if you don't have a dollar to give, you're sharing your energy for the cause, and that helps will something. Whether you can see it or not, that energy is helping something. Otherwise, go to the website, justadollarplease.org, and the best thing you can do is anybody you know in a wheelchair, tell them this trial is happening. There are people in New York in wheelchairs. 3 different hospitals in New York are planned to carry out this study.
Nice.
There are people in New York in wheelchairs who don't know this study is going to happen.
Make some noise. Give them to make some noise.
You better believe it. I was mad because the average person didn't know. That's why I was doing this. And then I started telling people you know Andre Rozier?
No.
From Havoc? He's the Havoc promoter. He was Danny Jacobs' coach.
Yeah, he's making the gear.
Yeah, Havoc. His brother's in a wheelchair, knows Dr. Wise Young. His brother has a spinal cord injury and didn't know the trial was happening.
Even know.
I couldn't believe it when I told him.
Unbelievable. Well, look, know anybody that's in that position?
Please, we're about to have the first cure in the history of the world, of our world, for spinal cord injuries. The first cure where if you break your neck, you're not stuck in a chair for the rest of your life and watching somebody else play with your children or raise your children or have to treat you like a child because you can't take care of yourself. The first trial, the first cure ever.
Nice. Boyd, you're really passionate about this. We love it, man. We're
I'm passionate about this.
Boxing, your causes, the whole works, and we wish you the best, man.
Thank you for your time.
All right, my brother. All right, man.
Baby.
Talk to you later.
You missed the last dap. Appreciate it.